Alright, so welcome back. So we're going to do another concept done with while loops. In the past video, at least in the previous video, video 3, we didn't implement, or at least I didn't tell you how that technique with continuum break connects back to what we are doing in the temperature converter. I'm not going to do that here as well. I'm just going to give you all this foundation. You say, why do we use it? Because the final video, I'm going to put everything together. Okay, so thank you and I appreciate your patience. So when we first learned about while loops in the previous series, we didn't have to emphasize the idea of initializing the while loop. In the last video we did when we said I is equal to 0. However, in this situation, I'm going to intentionally emphasize us in initializing the while loop. Okay, meaning that I'm going to say outer counter. I'm gonna have this thing called an outer counter. Okay, this again, I'm saving this within learning while within while dash 4 video 4. Sorry about that. I'm gonna say outer is equal to 0. Okay, and so the reason why I'm naming it outer counter is because I'm going to have an inner counter, but we're not gonna get there yet. But I just want you all to know we have outer is equal to 0. And then what I'm going to then say is I'm going to say while outer counter is less than 3. Okay. I'm going to print outer counter. Just so we can get a general gist of what's happening. And you know what? I'm actually going to do our complicated prints where we say F quotations, okay, and I'm going to say put this in quotations. However, I'm going to put the curly brackets so it can show the actual number within quotations and say that this is the outer number, okay. And then at the end of that, I'm just going to do outer counter, use my shorthand, equal plus equal is equal to 1, okay. So this shouldn't be too crazy to us, right, for right now. This shouldn't be too crazy in that we have outer counter is equal to 0, such as just like I is equal to 0 in the last video. Outer is less than 3, and then what we're going to do is say outer, whatever that number might be, and then add a 1 to it. So it's going to first say 0, outer number 0, add a 1 to it, outer number 1, add a 1 to it, 2, and then it won't show 3. Okay, let's see what happens. Outer number 0, 1, then 2, like I said. Alright, now what I'm going to do is within this while loop is create another while loop, but first I need to define my inner counter. Okay, and I'm always starting at 0. I don't have to start at 0, but I'm starting at 0 for us to understand what's going on. Then I'll say while inner counter is less than 2. Okay. Then I'm gonna Python is very sensitive regarding indentation, so be mindful of that. Okay. So I'm gonna indent this print statement. However, in this particular situation, I'm going to say outer number is 0, 1, 2 still, but then add, okay, then add, comma, inner, I'm pretty sure I'm doing this, no, I'm doing it right, inner number, alright, probably be better if I said counter, but fine, inner number, okay, then I do literal, string literal, enter inner counter, okay, and that is that. However, if you think about this is not, I'm going to run this because this is a problem. It's going to give us an error. We could do a type error, but a runtime error, try accept, but we're not going to do that here. But this is going to actually keep running. You see? The reason why is because we're not stopping it. We're not incrementing inner counter. So if this happens to you, that's possible. Okay? Control C allows me to stop it. Can anyone suggest to themselves how you could potentially stop, or not necessarily stop, but yeah, stop the counter? Like what can we do? If you said break, that's fine. I appreciate you saying that. But ideally, if we increment inner counter and do plus equal 1, and plus equal 1, we can, it doesn't always have to be 1. I'm just trying to make it simple so that we can work it out so that we get an answer. But in this situation, what's going to happen is, now that we've incremented it, it's going to stop at 2. Okay, or stop right before 2. So what's going to happen is going to say outer number 0, inner number 0. Outer number 0, inner number 1. And then it's going to start to say outer number 1, inner number 0. So it's going to, this is the while loop within a while loop, so that you can actually have two things counting at the same time. So let's go ahead and run this. Like I said, outer number 0, inner number 0. Outer number 0, inner number 1. Then now outer number 1, inner number 0. Outer number 1, inner number 1. Outer number 2, so on and so forth. And that's pretty much it. We're running good on time. Let's just make this a little bit more complicated. Not complicated, but just let's add some more numbers. And I want you all to tell me what's going to happen here. Or at least how many entries, before you run this, how many entries should we have? So in this situation, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now that I increased my inner counter to 3, and I'm incrementing still by 1, what will happen? I believe it's going to be 9. It should be 9 different entries. So let's do this. So it's going to be 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2. So it's going to be all for that 0. Then it's going to do the same thing for 1 with 3 times. Same thing for 2 3 times. So therefore it should be 9. Let's run this. 1, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 0, 1, 2. So 9 times. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching. Hopefully the next video, not videos, but next video, we can combine it all together. And if it's videos, it's fine. Thank you for watching again.